and when your team wins the game. So you can follow along with the individual players, maybe not the standard way of thinking about teams coming into play as much as it did in years past. We're underway. First pitch fouled straight behind. Haley McClenny down in the count 0-1. McClenny went 2 for 4 in yesterday's loss against Team Osterman. 8 hits and 23 at bats so far here with Athletes Unlimited. You see the batting gloves that she wears. Stars and Stripes, member of the national program, heading to Tokyo next year for the Summer Olympic Games.
Well, and this is a matchup that you will see, right? Taylor McQuillan plays with the Mexican national team, and these two are going to get to square off a year later. So I think the importance of being able to use this experience of getting to play against people you're going to hopefully compete for an Olympic medal against is pretty huge.
Yeah, this is a total international at bat right here when you factor in McQuillan, part of the Mexican national team. The catcher, Erica Piancastelli, is the captain of the Italian national team. She'll be an Olympian next summer. 3-1. Fouled in and out of the glove of Piancastelli. Count goes full to the leadoff batter. I know it's unbelievably early, but I think this is going to be an important pitch from McQuillan. Keep the leadoff batter off base. Don't want to walk anyone to start the game. And McClenny's not going to go down without a fight.
Well, and the trend between these great hitters is that they're just so good at fouling off pitches. I mean, that's a pitch that's way out of the zone 3-2, but they're able to just continue to keep hacking and waiting for a pitcher to make a mistake, and that has happened quite a bit.
Good start from McQuillan. Strikes out McClenny. Now let's talk about the defense for McQuillan and Team Piancastelli. Ball 1. Flipping her normal self yesterday. 1 for 3 with a home run. That homer coming in the first inning off of Kat Osterman. First 3 pitches have missed. Three balls and a strike. Flipping currently 620 points, 20th out of the 56 players here with Athletes Unlimited. And McQuillan allows the 1-out walk. What would you like to see more out of McQuillan here in this the third week of play?
I think just use that curveball to your advantage. Really bring it in on your teammates' hands. For instance, Vidalis is her teammate with Team Mexico, who knows her well, and she spots on with that curveball. That's a great location. It's just when you fall behind is when you have to bring the ball back over the plate, and that's when these hitters expose you. So it's finding a way to get ahead with the pitch that you can get called by the blue.
Tori Vidalis took the collar yesterday, 0 for 3. Batting average is .286. A lot of power, still looking for her first home run. Strike zone moving around right now for McQuillan. 2-1. Vidalis 23rd out of 56 players in points. 2-2. So for the second time in 3 batters, McQuillan goes to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Edwards on deck. Flippin is off with the pitch. Little pop-up heading into the outfield grass. Making the play is Clifton. And Flippin has to go back to the bag at first. There are now 2 outs. Well, this is a MVP points at the end of games for the first MVP, the second MVP, and the third MVP. A lot of different ways to accumulate points. There are some ways where points can get deducted. And Danielle, as you mentioned, you love the fact that there are no head coaches, there are no general managers, there are no owners.
Well, and a lot of these women have coached collegiately, and they're experienced at their craft, and they should be able to make those types of decisions. And it's never easy to have to say that you want to pull someone or sit someone, but I mean, they should be up for the challenge. They chose to be in this league, and they knew what it was going to be like. I think if anything, it's just that ever-changing battery, right? McQuillan and Piancastelli, and then next week it could be McQuillan thrown to Taylor Edwards. So the communication just has to be spot on with the battery.
3 balls and a strike to Taylor Edwards. So far, the first 4 batters of the game have all had 3 balls delivered by McQuillan. And for the 3rd time in 4 batters, we're going to have a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Flippin will be off with the pitch.
McQuillan's bread and butter pitch, besides the curveball, is that off-speed pitch. And that's what makes her difficult in the circle, is her ability to change speeds. I mean, she has not performed to where she obviously would like up to this point, but
off-speed pitch hit in the air. Routine. Right fielder Howe makes the play. Working against Randy Hennigan. First ball swinging right to the shortstop, Lily Piper.
And Hennigan had got the start yesterday against Team Osterman and had a really good first inning. And I think the importance of being able to come into a game like today to obviously close the chapter on what happened yesterday. And, you know, in passing, I just told her to own the inside part of the plate and be confident, because this league, these players are so good. And as a pitcher, it is hard to have a lot of success. I mean, there is a difference between Kat and a lot of these other pitchers, because Kat has experienced so much and is one of the best for a reason. But I just felt like I had to say something to her. I don't know if that's the mother in me or something, but I was just like, be confident in yourself and just own that inside part of the zone, because you deserve to be here, and you are here, and you've worked your tail off. Just have fun and own it.
2 balls and a strike to Jaquish. That was an odd outing for Hennigan. She was sensational in the first inning. She got a 1-2-3 first. It was the second inning when she gave up 6 runs. She came out in the 3rd inning and got a 1-2-3 third. So talk about a roller coaster. Two balls and a strike to Jaquish. Batting over 500, 12 for 22 with 3 homers. Hot smash, Sanchez down on one knee, and Jaquish is vanquished. 2 down. Here's the captain, Erica Piancastelli. 0 for 4 yesterday, still hitting .348 with 4 homers. Can't hit it any harder. 1-1.
And Bianca Stelli came into this league right off the bat and didn't really get drafted high up, wasn't playing day to day, and then she finally got some consistent reps and put that to good use and showed why she should be a captain in this league. Had a 2-home run day last weekend where you're just like, no way, she's not going to do it again. And that leg kick, I mean, I love watching her hit.
Two balls and 2 strikes. And for a long time, a National Pro Fast Pitch was an elite hitter, a smaller player, but she had a ton of power, and I think a lot of it came from her leg kick. 3-2. And just wide of the bag at first. We'll do it again.
Bianca Stelli played at McNeese. She had 75 career home runs in her 4 years.
Payoff. Right back to Hennigan. Look what I found. A 1-2-3 first inning. Leads things off. Piper against Taylor McQuillan. Piper hadn't gotten a lot of playing time defensively. She's starting today at shortstop. For the most part, the first 3 weeks of play, she has come off the bench and batted a couple of times as a pinch hitter. And she's done it effectively. She's got the .357 batting average, 5 hits and 14 at bats. And she has threatened that wall numerous times.
And I think it's hard when you're not playing day to day and have consistent results, but she's totally stepped into that role as kind of being that late player to come in a big time situation, and she's been clutch.
Good hitters count for Piper. 3 balls and a strike. Five-pitch walk to Piper. Now next in line is the captain, Janie Reed. Let's take a look at the Carvana draft recap.
Yeah, I'm really excited about our team. Something that Lappin and I had talked about was getting players that can play both sides of the ball. So, you know, solid defensive players and hitters, which is mostly everyone in this league. But, you know, some of my favorite people ever to play with and watch are on my team. So I'm really excited for the week ahead.
Yeah, her first pick was Danielle O'Toole, took her in the 3 spot. And then the first position player she took was Hannah Flippen and Haley McClenny. Good performance yesterday by O'Toole, by the way. She had 3 shutout innings.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. She came in and was pretty clutch, even though they were behind.
Little blooper, and that falls. Didn't hit it very hard, but it drops, and so runners on at first and at second with nobody out in the top of the 2nd inning.
When for a second I thought Ramirez was going to be able to get to this. And I like that Erica Piancastelli goes out to have a conversation with McQuillan. I was going to say that just before the pitch where she gave up that hit, that she'd thrown a lot of balls, so I think it's important to go out and figure out, hey, like, what do you want to throw here? What's your comfort level? Can I do something to help you?
Here's Amanda Sanchez. Doesn't look like she will, but Amanda Sanchez could earn points for herself and help her team if she wants to lay down a bunt. There is a stipulation where you get 10 points for a successful sacrifice bunt. 1-1 to Sanchez.
And that's why I love how winning an inning is such a big deal, because it does make you go back to the ABCs of the game and the importance of advancing the runners. And
McQuillan's having a hard time with the strike zone here in the second inning. She walks Piper. Was down in the count 2-0 against Reed before Reed got the hit. And now it's 2-1 to Sanchez. 3-1 to Sanchez.
well, and that's the thing, that's not a bad pitch, but at a 2-1 count, if you can't get it for a strike, you have to be able to throw a pitch that you can get for a strike at 2-1. And I think that curveball is something she threw great the first inning and has had a tough time being able to locate it.
Right down Broadway. Full count, 3-2.
And you're talking about a couple players that play on the Mexican national team together, and Sanchez and McQuillan, and sometimes it's difficult when you're facing someone that knows you obviously very well.
Swung on and missed. McQuillan comes all the way back. That's out number 1. Second strikeout for her.
She just goes with the high cheddar, not able to get on time with it. 3-2. Doesn't matter if it's over the plate, just challenges her by you.
Big out number 1. Here's Morgan Zirkle. Aggressive. 0-1 to Zirkle. Zirkle 1 for 3 yesterday. Batting average of .250 so far through the first 3 weeks of play. Thought about laying it down. 1-1. Tons of speed for Zirkle. She'll make the defense make a decision. Bunts laid down. McQuillan plays it first, and just by a whisker, second baseman Clifton covering. 2 down. It scored a sacrifice, and 2 runners now in scoring position with 2 outs.
And this is why she's so effective in the bottom part of the lineup. Sneaky bunt, but what I'm impressed with is Taylor McQuillan wasn't phased, does the perfect footwork coming from the left side. It's obviously different as a lefty trying to field your position, and doesn't allow the speed of Zirkle to affect her. And that's why some of those slappers are the most difficult in the game, because of the pressure they put on the defense. They make you make decisions really quickly sometimes and not focus on footwork and making a good throw.
The catcher, Aubrey Monroe. 2-0 to Monroe. Feeling good right now is Aubrey. She got her first hit of the season yesterday. Got it off her college teammate, Kelly Barnhill.
And I like it. That's a good outside pitch. That backdoor curve, it's about half a ball off the plate. I mean, I'm going to continue to keep giving or throwing that pitch. Excuse me, if the umpire is going to give me half a ball to a ball off. These hitters are pretty darn good. So if you can get a corner, keep going to that spot.
Left field, hit well. Going back is Penley, still going back, and it's gone. It carries over the fence for a 2-out, 3-run homer. Three to 0, Team Reed.
And that has to feel so good if you're Monroe. Gets her second hit, and she hasn't been playing as much as some would think she should. So this just allows for you to take a big deep breath and be like, yes. But what I'm confused about is on that last pitch, why we're going in on our hands when you can get a ball off the plate. I'm going to challenge a hitter, a ball off, and say, hit this and prove to me I need to bring the ball to the inside part of the plate. And as a lefty coming into a righty, if you're throwing a curve, snap that thing off hard on the hands.
McClenny pops it up. This should end the inning. Jaquish makes the play in foul territory, but 3 runs cross home plate. Bottom of the second inning, Team Piancastelli trying to answer that 3 spot put on the board by Team Reed just a moment ago. Let's take a look at our up-to-date Athletes Unlimited leaderboard. Pretty cool for Kani Reed. Morgan Howe leads things off. It'll be Howe followed by Nadia Taylor and Kaylee Clifton. Morgan Howe has hit a couple of home runs, and both of them have been titanic shots.
And Morgan Howe has just been a sniper for me. She has come into this league, didn't play right out of the gate, didn't get drafted super high, and then all of a sudden she got some consistent reps, and she's come to play. I mean, she had the first run scored off of Kat Osterman last weekend with that big-time home run.
On the ground, sharply past the diving Piper. Leadoff single for Morgan Howe. No love lost. This is Nadia Taylor. Taylor, 278, the batter. 5-year pro out of Texas. First two pitches, both inside. One called a ball, one called a strike. Hammered deep center field. Bye-bye softball. Nadia Taylor. An absolute clothesline over the fence in center. It's a 2-run shot for Nadia. And Team Piancastelli marching right back into this one.
I wish I would have called a shot, because I was thinking about it in my head, and you usually have to get it out there or you don't get acknowledged for it. But curveball on the outside part of the plate. Talk about a pretty swing. She has that Piancastelli leg kick as well, but a lot of pop behind her bat. This was a no-doubter.
That ball never really got probably 15 feet off the air. A wicked line drive. Nadia Taylor now with a couple of homers here in Athletes Unlimited play. Kaylee Clifton next in line.
We've seen the long ball. Week 1 we had 11, last weekend we had 16, and we're already at 7 with a lot more games to play.
There's been at least one home run hit in every game played in league history. This is the 15th game, and every single game at least one homer, and that's taking into effect that we've had wind blowing in certain days. Weather conditions have been better and worse sometimes, but consistently at least one homer every game.
Well, if you're Taylor McQuillan with Team Piancastelli, that's what fires you up. I mean, you give up a 3-run bomb last inning, but then your team comes in this inning, completely has your back.
2-1 to Clifton. 2-2. Now we saw this yesterday out of Hennigan. She was lights out in the first inning, and then in the second inning, everything completely changed. In her start last night, she went 1-2-3 in the first and gained 6 runs in the second. There's a big number, out number 1. So 1 out. Next in line will be Nicole DeWitt, and we're joined now by the captain of Team Piancastelli, Erica Piancastelli. Erica, thank you for joining us, and thank you for doing this.
I'm looking.
How's the captaincy treating you? Are you enjoying having the responsibility of both playing and making decisions?
Yeah, Nick. Yes! No, I couldn't hear Danielle. She paused. I can't hear.
Take me through becoming the captain. Obviously, you know, Ocasio was starting out, and then you have to step into that role, but it's a role that you know well with the Italian national team. Just take me through your thoughts with it.
You know, Lily leaving was very sudden and last minute. And so family always comes first, so I totally understood her decision. And as soon as they told me that I was next up for captain, I was actually super excited. I love what Lily was doing, and I want to keep that same energy, same vibe. And so I just want to be proud, and so I'm really excited to step in her role and lead this team this weekend.
I had to say, I saw the video yesterday of you and your mom and your relationship and the fact that she was an Olympian. It's not a question. It just gave me every feel as a mom in the book. And I want to say that was such a cool thing for the viewers to just see, like, you're following your mama's footsteps and your relationship. And that's truly what this game is about. So I just wanted to say that was a really cool moment for not only me as a mom, but it's just super special.
Thank you. I actually talked to my mom this morning. She got emotional seeing it. So I'm just happy that I can share my story and me and my mom's story together with everyone that's watching.
And I just have to ask one more thing. Just your thoughts on this league. What's one thing that, you know, that you've just really loved from week to week?
I love this league. I love everything it stands for. I feel like the competition is getting better every day. It's exciting, and it's just some great softball, especially with everything going on in the world right now. I feel like this is kind of like our space to be able to be free again and just enjoy the game. It's been a lot of months for us waiting to be back on the field, so I'm really excited that we have this opportunity and that AU is giving 56 of us this chance to just shine and be on the field again.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We will catch up with you soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Fantastic stuff. Going all access, presented by Sparta Science. It's one of the neat things that we're able to do here with Athletes Unlimited. Well, after the home run by Nadia Taylor, 2-run shot, back-to-back strikeouts, Clifton and DeWitt. And Hennigan is back on the beam again, seemingly. Abby Ramirez. Ball may have been tipped by the pitcher Hennigan, but nicely played by Hannah Flippen, who flips it over to first to retire the side. One-run game, top of the third inning. Hannah Flippen will lead things off for Team Reed.
Quick little sweep tags to make great picks. And she's going so high up in the draft because of how she just gets everyone going in the infield. You always need someone that can just rally the troops. Communication is so important with this league constantly changing every week, and the dynamic of week to week, you're never going to have the same team. And I love that part about it, but the communication has to be spot on.
Driven into the alley, right center field. Wiggins looks back, looks up, it's gone. Opposite field, homer for Hannah Flippen. Her third of the season, her second in as many days. What a wonderful all-around player Hannah Flippen has become.
That's a great piece of hitting. That is a ball off the plate. And I think it still shocks me that she's an alternate for Team USA, because I believe she really is that good. And she's really come to play offensively. You know what you're going to get defensively from her, but I think there's been question of what she brings to the table offensively.
Vidalis trying to go back-to-back, deep to center field. No doubt about this one. The third homer in 3 innings for Team Reed. A solo shot for Vidalis. That's now 3 homers in the last 4 batters. First homer of the season for Vidalis.
And it's just that curveball that's in. I think that's a pitch you got to get low and you got to get knees. If you're going belt, these hitters can hit velo in. They can't hit 70 in, but they can hit 63 in on the hands. So if you're going to throw it, it has to be knees. Can't leave that ball up in the zone.
This player conference presented by Mariner Wealth Advisors, and it's going to be a substitution. Taylor McQuillan is lifted. Carissa Hovinge will come in to pitch. We didn't see her yesterday, so she should be nice and fresh. But that's 3 homers in 7 pitches for Team Reed. The 3-run shot by Monroe. Solo shot Flippin, solo shot Vidalis.
And I like this switch. Hovinge is primarily down in the zone, and obviously we've had a launching pad the last couple innings with a lot of bombs, so you need to keep that ball down in the zone. You got to utilize that drop ball. She can throw that curveball a little bit as well. Only 4.1 innings thrown. She's come in to, I think, at times clean up damage that has already been done, so it's put her in a difficult position. But I mean, right now it's just coming in and having to find that strike zone right away, get that drop ball moving.
Now, don't close the book on Taylor McQuillan. There's obviously the re-entry rule, and she can come back in, but right now needs to take a break. So Taylor Edwards steps in. Nobody out. Back-to-back homers to begin the third for Team Reed. Sharply hit, fundamentally sound. Abby Ramirez stays down, and the out is recorded at first.
Just some little info on the pitchers. I mean, the point system can really work to their advantage if they're able to get those outs. They get +4 for every single out they record. It doesn't matter if it's a strikeout, a fly out, ground out. But those earned runs take 10 points away. So if you give up a lot of earned runs, you can find yourself going down pretty quickly.
So just case in point for what we've seen from McQuillan. McQuillan got the first 2 innings worth of outs, so she got 6 outs. That's 6 times 4, 24. But she has given up 5 earned runs, so it's 24 minus the 50. So right now she's actually in the negative category. Now that can change with innings 1, and if they win the game, and there's a lot of other things that are going to factor into it. But those earned runs are a killer for a pitcher unless you're pitching a long time and getting outs throughout the course of the game.
That's why the importance of having a short-term memory, right? There's a good shot. I mean, they have Haley Wagner. Team Piancastelli does, but you got to also remember you want to use her to your advantage too. So McQuillan could very well come back into this game.
That is a fair ball. Piper sneaks it down the left field line on her way to second, and she'll make it standing. A 1-out double for the former Ohio State Buckeye.
I think that this is a play that Nicole DeWitt should at least get a glove on. I don't know if it was maybe she thought it was going to hit the base. And Piper right away sees it go down the line, hustling out of the box, making the good turn to get to 2. Knowing the importance, hey, you get to 2, that's 20 points for me. It's better than a single.
And we're going to have a pinch runner. It's Anissa Urtez. So Urtez runs for Piper, and the way this will probably work is Urtez will stay in the game because she's so elite defensively. And I can see her playing for Piper defensively for a couple of innings until it's Piper's turn to hit again. The captain, Janie Reed. Reed singled and scored an inning ago. .1,000 points on the nose for Reed. So the only 2 players with 1,000 points or more, Kat Osterman and Janie Reed. Confident swing, 1-2. Always paying attention to the leaderboard. Kat's got close to 400 more points than anyone else. Hovinge, 1-2 pitch. Right to the second baseman, not in time. Oh, they do! A double play is turned. No, they called her safe. I apologize. I saw the dramatic movement by the first base umpire, and I thought that was an out call.
It's a good piece of hitting by Janie Reed, just a liner.
How did I confuse this safe and out call? Here's Amanda Sanchez. 2 outs now. Urtez still the runner out at second.
And I know a lot of these pitchers have been strikeout pitchers throughout their career in college, some of them professionally with their national teams, but this league is a little different in the sense where utilize your defense. If you can throw less pitches to be that strikeout queen in this league, there's only one of them right now, and that's Kat. So I think being able to utilize the defense is spot on. And even if you get a liner to second, that's an out for you. It's a loud out, but
looped foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inning began with a blast. 2 of them. Hannah Flippen, opposite field homer. Tori Vidalis, her first homer. 3 homers already through 2 2/3 innings for Team Reed. Off speed, Sanchez stays alive. Sharply, second sacker. Clifton. Side is retired. Man, she was fun to watch.
I know. Should she make a comeback? I mean, come on, Jess. I know you're watching.
How about that high ball clubbed into right field? Nicole Penley. So the beat continues for Penley. Got to feel good about her. She went the first 2 weeks without a base hit. She now has 3 hits in 4 at-bats this weekend.
And I think that just shows, too, there's a lot more pressure that comes with being that captain, having to make those decisions. And, you know, I've talked to a couple of them, Victoria Hayward, after last weekend, and she said, I'm kind of happy that, you know, I don't have to feel so much pressure like I did last week, and I'm having to make those decisions. And, you know, the captains have the option to use those facilitators to their advantage, which they have had coaching experience, but for the most part, everything has to go through the captain. But what I would always say is, like a player like Kat, for instance, if I'm pitching and I want to be in the zone, I want to be in the zone. I don't want to be worrying about substitutions and this and that. And then that's where the facilitators can come in and help you out and say, hey, today I'm just focusing on pitching, so you can make some of those big decisions and let me get in my zone.
Randy Hennigan has been spotted a 3-run lead, 5-2. Obviously, you're playing 4 inning wins as well. And Team Reed scoring 2 times in the top of this 3rd inning. They've got the advantage. But here comes Team Piancastelli. Already a runner on at first, nobody out. And the top of the order, Megan Wiggins. Good hitters count 2-0 to Wiggins. Wiggins hit the ball hard first time up, but right to the shortstop Piper. 0 for 1, which means she is now 11 for 25 on the year. Batting average of 440. Hammered deep to right field. No doubt about it. Oh my, Megan Wiggins, what a swing. 4th homer of the season for the veteran.
She almost makes it just look too easy. I mean, right in her wheelhouse. Up in the zone a little bit. She does not fear the inside pitch, nor does she fear the velo, and this thing got out of here quick. Thought it almost went on the freeway up there.
2nd homer in as many days. She now ties her team's captain, Erica Piancastelli, for the most homers so far this year with Athletes Unlimited. She's got 4 of them. Still nobody out. Savannah Jaquish, the next batter.
Little curveball coming in on her hands.
You got to have thick skin in this league if you're a pitcher. Virtually everyone that we talked to through the first 3 weeks has mentioned that this has been a hitter's league so far. Do you see that changing anytime soon, or is it just always going to be the way that the way these rosters are constructed?
Well, I mean, we do have to remember we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and these women have not played competitively for what would be a year. So I think if they're consistently getting to train and get those innings, this would be a little bit different of an outcome for some of the pitchers. But it's really hard to replicate game reps in bullpen type fields because adrenaline adds a whole other rush, and you sometimes, you know, pressure makes you throw differently, and adrenaline makes your heart rate go, and sometimes you can try to force it. So I think it's trying to just train with the purpose of being uncomfortable, but also having to just have short-term memory. I mean, if you're constantly allowing the failures of the game to just ruin your performance the next day and so on, you're never going to thrive in this league.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Jaquish. Off speed, hammered to center field. Will it stay in the ballpark? McClenny, with her back against the wall, makes the play. It's a loud out, number 1. Fans want to get even closer to the game. Become a member of the Unlimited Club. Cast votes for player MVPs and have access to our members-only dugout camera. Learn more about the Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking join in the upper right of the page. The captain, Bianca Stelli, called strike 1. Final thought on this being a pitcher's league. Danielle O'Toole was quoted a couple of days ago saying there is no chance for a let-up. O'Toole is one of the best pitchers in the world. She's on the Mexican national team. She's elite at every level she's ever played at. But you go through these lineups, and you can never catch your breath. There's not an easy out anywhere.
And I think that's what you need to use to your advantage in the sense that some of these pitchers are training for the 2021 Olympics, right? Like Danielle O'Toole is going to compete in an Olympic Games. Use this to make you better somehow. The struggle of it. What are you learning?
Hard through the hole, left side, Bianca Stelli. Her first hit of the weekend. She's now 1 for 6. 1 out base runner. A wonderful international flavor here with Athletes Unlimited. 20 of the 56 players are going to be Olympians next summer. 15 are either from the United States or Mexico, but you got 4 Canadians. And Erica Biancastelli, who just got that base hit, she is the lone member of Team Italia.
You know, and it is not easy being a pitcher. You have to deal with the emotions of the game, the super highs and the hardcore lows. And I think that there's a lot more lows at times, but it's how you deal with that failure. What type of face are you putting on after the game and you struggle? Are you going home and just letting that overwhelm you? Or are you saying, okay, this means that I'm humbled and I can get better at my craft and I can work harder? And I've always believed that there's nothing better than getting humbled because it allows for you to remember you haven't made it. There's more work. There's more hay to be put in the barn. And that's the beauty of pitching. You're constantly humbled.
More hay putting in the barn. Where were you raised?
Hey, I got the slogans up my sleeve.
0-1. Went too far to check swing. Did Howe. Morgan Howe. Batting average of .440 beginning of the day, and that's on the rise. He singled and scored an inning ago. 12 hits and 26 at bats. Currently ranked 14th out of 56 players. Totally different day today than we had yesterday. We had games that were delayed. Originally supposed to start earlier in the day. We had to push them back because of weather, rain, wind. Ended up being quite a nice night, but the day side, we never saw the sun.
This is actually perfect weather for Chicago. I've played in that MPF league where you're just in the heart of July. You can't stop sweating, can't grip the ball because the sweat's dripping down. So this is actually perfect.
2-2. All right, this is a kind of an esoteric question, but you've talked quite a bit about these elite hitters always able to get their bat on the ball and foul pitches away. There's never been a hitter who's intentionally fouling off a ball. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct. But, I mean, these hitters have just such a good eye as well. So it's like when you get 2 strikes, you can't ever leave anything up to the blue behind the plate.
Ball gets away and actually gets stuck behind the screen. So it's a dead ball. Biancastelli moves into scoring position. Scored a wild pitch.
And that's why I just think that this hitting is so legit, because you have, number one, some of the best hitters in the world by far, but it's their ability to make the pitchers work and have to throw a lot of pitches that can be annoying as a pitcher. And that's when you get frustrated and then you throw one right down the middle of the plate.
Did she go too far? They will appeal. And is anyone going to answer the repeal? No, no swing. So it's a walk, and Howe is aboard for the second time in as many innings.
I think she held on that one.
First walk allowed by Hennigan. And she is going to be relieved. We have a new pitcher coming in. All right, so we got a new pitcher coming on. It's Coley Reese. It's the second time that we have seen her. She's going to get an opportunity with runners on at first and at second. Her team leads by just a run. Still relatively early in the game. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning.
When I think it's a good thing that pitch by committee a little bit, because the hitting is as good as it is, and obviously this being a tight game, being 5-4, it makes sense to be able to go to the pen and use someone for an inning, 2 innings, and know that you have Danielle O'Toole as well to bring in. So if you can continue to maintain this lead, but switching it up in the circle is not a bad thing. It's harder for the hitters to have to make adjustments with a different pitcher every AB.
Reese, a 26-year-old, has been pitching professionally for a while, both with the Chicago Bandits and the Aussie Peppers. Doesn't throw as hard as some in this league. Here's Nadia Taylor.
And I like that pitch, right? Like that to me just shows, hey, my plate, I'm going to own that inside part of the plate. Rise ball, you get the hitter kind of out of her comfort zone a little bit. That's the one thing I've wanted pitchers to do more in this league, is go upstairs.
Fouled away. Nadia Taylor last time up hit an absolute feet in distance. And how about Coley Reese? How do you do? Coming out of the pen and striking out Nadia Taylor.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. I love it. She comes into this game, obviously a little bit more pressure with runners on, and she goes upstairs, and you see the excitement from Monroe behind the plate as well. And I love that. Reese has not got to throw a ton of innings, but coming in and owning your job. What is my job when I come in? Throw strikes and find a way to get in these hitters' heads somehow. And obviously, there's a difference between her and Hennigan.
Clifton struck out swinging first time up. Snap throw it out of second, nothing doing. Aubrey Monroe's got a great arm, and she's not afraid to use it. She'll fire to any base at any moment. Both sides have scored 2 runs here in the 3rd inning. Three and 0. Let's see if Clifton can wait her out. Remember, no traditional coaches, so a decision going to be made by Clifton by herself whether or not to swing. And she takes, that's 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Clifton is aboard, and the bases are going to be loaded for Nicole DeWitt.
See Danielle O'Toole warming up in the bullpen. I love that part about the game. I believe it. I mean, my slogan for life is pressure is a privilege, and you got to work your tail off to love those moments. But that's what defines you. That's what allows your character to shine when you have to deal with pressure.
Little half swing. O'Toole does her job. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the inning is over. She now lives with her family down in Southwest Louisiana. Jenny Finch, how are you doing, my friend?
Honestly, we've been better, but it's great to kind of get an escape from, we're suffering greatly from Hurricane Laura down here. So it's great to kind of get a quick little escape from reality, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've been thinking about you. Hurricane Laura, end of the month, a couple of weeks ago. You're still feeling the damage a couple of weeks later?
Absolutely. You know, it's devastating. 90% of our schools are destroyed. We don't have electricity, running water. We just got water, but it's not safe to drink, so we're under a boil advisory. So lots of adversity down here, but the people are strong. The community is even stronger. Just seeing people reach out and loving one another, loving thy neighbor, it's been truly a miracle in the midst of so much destruction and devastation.
Jenny, tell us what can people do to help in this type of situation? Is there like a GoFundMe or something that people can get to help in a time of need like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking, Danielle. If you go to my Instagram page, it's I have a link there posted on my bio. You can donate to our community. 100% of those funds go back into our community, the Community Foundation. There's so many ways. And just this morning, I had an awesome group from St. Louis drive down and deliver a truckload of supplies. And I've done a softball camp there the last couple years. And so we were unloading water just a couple minutes ago. And so it's been just so heartwarming to see the outpour of love. But this community is going to be a long road to healing.
Thinking about you and all those down there, Jenny. I'm glad that you have had an opportunity to at least think about something else every once in a while, and you're getting an opportunity, as you mentioned, to watch Athletes Unlimited softball. As someone who has been around the game for so long and been part of growing the game the way that you did with National Pro Fast Pitch and what you did on international level and collegiate level, what are your initial thoughts of this style of softball that we've seen?
You know, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see too much of it. I was supposed to throw out the first pitch, and I think we evacuated the day before opening day, and the hurricane hit. So I haven't been able to follow, but I just touched in a little bit through kind of just random social media. But it's so much fun and just a thrill to be able to see these women perform. They are the best of the best, and for them to have a platform to showcase their skills in our game. And, you know, it's always been a tough bridge to build from the collegiate game into the pro league. And so I love that you can follow your favorite players. And Erica Piancastelli, who's doing awesome up there. She's actually from McNeese State, which is right here in Southwest Louisiana. So and Kat Osterman, I hear she's been just lights out. So it's a fun way to play our game and to watch our game and to be a fan of the game.
Jenny, talk a little bit about the fact that the Olympics are back. You're one of the biggest ambassadors for this sport, and just talk about the importance of that for someone like your daughter to be able to aspire to be an Olympian. As an Olympian mom, softball is back for 2021. Fingers crossed it works, but I want to talk about what that means to you.
You know, it's huge for our sport. That's truly the pinnacle of our sport, and I know we had that to look forward to, Danielle, playing and growing up. And so to see that being taken away was just gut-wrenching. You know, as a female athlete, we only saw us gain and improve and build, and then boom, here we were out of the Olympic Games. So to see it back, it's crucial, it's vital for our sport, and I can't wait to see you and all the other talented athletes compete and be able to perform on the world's greatest stage next summer.
Jenny, just curious, as a father of 2 daughters who both have started playing softball with a Jenny Finch glove, I'm sure that the vast majority of American girls have had a Jenny Finch glove or know someone that has a Jenny Finch glove. How are you still staying involved with the great sport of softball?
You know, I'm so blessed that not only do I get to coach my little daughter, who's 7, Paisley, and her little team, but I'm an ambassador for Major League Baseball and really just pouring into the future of our sport and giving back. I do camps and clinics, and it's so fun to be connected. It's just a big part of who I am, and just to be able to use that platform to encourage and hopefully inspire and encourage the next generation to go out there and have big dreams and accomplish those dreams. And now to see these women living it out and doing that and having that platform and what Athletes Unlimited has provided for them is truly special, and it's an exciting time for our sport.
Jenny, one thing before we let you go, I just want to say, from someone that got to play against you in the Olympics in 2008 and seeing you bring your son along the way and just seeing where Ace is now, I mean, from one mama to another, you inspired me to continue to get back in this game with kids. So I just want to let you know you've been a huge part of my career.
Aw, thank you so much. And I know I had Leah to look up to, so to know that we can do it all. We can be a wife, we can be a mom, and play the sport that I love. Keep going, and we'll be cheering for you guys.
Two hits yesterday, a single and a run scored her first time up. So she's 3 for 4 over the weekend. Popped up. It's going to be playable for someone. Flippin wants it. 2 down. How about Megan Wiggins? Last Wiggins has been playing pro ball for 10 years now. You saw Wiggins play in college. You played against her when she was at Georgia. Of course, you played against her in the Pro League. Has her game changed over the years, or is she still the same player she was when she was 18?
I mean, the experience helps her for sure, but she's definitely still that same old gritty player. Big time swing, a lot of swagger. Same player, if you ask me.
And swagger makes a difference. She knows she can play this game at the highest level. O'Toole's 2-1. Megan Wiggins has the distinction of being the only position player not to have struck out here with Athletes Unlimited. She's gone the entire season, put the bat on the ball every single time. Well, that'll be put to the test right here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count with 2 outs. Here's the payoff. On the ground softly. Flippin has to hurry, and the throw is wide. Wiggins is safe. That'll be an infield single for Megan Wiggins. The U.S. Open Men's Championship match. So Danielle, it's a small thing, but just by simply putting the ball in play, Wiggins didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a perfect spot and gets herself a single and 10 points.
And that would have been a difficult play for Flippin. I think if Wiggins is coming from the right side, she'd be able to get her out, but since she has that extra step coming from the left with a little bit of speed.
Jaquish fouls it right side, down in the count 0-2.
And I talked with Danielle O'Toole a couple days ago just about last weekend and how she was approaching this weekend, and she keeps a binder and goes over everything after every single performance. And it was also, you know, I just felt like I had to say it, the pitchers in this league don't go upstairs very much. If, you know, Kelly Barnhill, but she struggled a little bit, and I was like, Tooley, go up in the zone a little bit, catch these hitters off guard.
Count remains, ball and 2 strikes.
And that's why the importance of being able to hit all quadrants. I think if you can go up and down, east and west, and really hone in on your location, you're a tough pitcher to face because at times you'll have that hitter guessing.
Off speed, 2-2. We have had a run in every half inning since the first. 5 consecutive half innings with at least 1 run scored. Wow. Foul ball snagged in the air. That took guts. Wiggins on at first, maybe off. Nope, not running. Little tapper right back to O'Toole. Wonderful defensive pitcher. It'll be Edwards, Piper, and Reed scheduled to bat. Edwards is 0 for 2. She was the first batter to face Hovingay back in the 3rd inning. Two balls and a strike. Both pitcher and batter with Nebraska connections. The pitcher Hovingay is from Omaha. That's where she was raised. And Edwards starred collegiately at Nebraska Lincoln. Not too far away from Omaha, about 60 miles in between the two. Edwards originally from Southern California. She's from Murrieta. She was one of the all-time greats as a high school player. Just sensational numbers that she put up. 2-2. Off speed. Wonderful pitch. There's out number 1.
This is just such a pretty pitch. I mean, obviously it's over the middle of the plate, but with the change in speeds, that's what fools Edwards.
How hard is it for most pitchers to develop a changeup, a quality changeup? When in the development does that usually happen for pitchers?
That should be the second pitch you learn after the fastball. But mechanics over everything. But, you know, I see a lot of these pitchers these days that claim to have 7, 8, 9 pitches. You've got to be able to spot your fastball and your changeup for location over everything, and then to start to develop from there. But I think having too many pitches is almost more difficult. I'd rather have 4 to 5 that I can control, throw for great strikes, use to my advantage, than 5 to 7 that are 60% good.
Is there any particular pitch that a softball pitcher has that is difficult on the arm? Obviously with baseball, sometimes people worry about the snapping of the curveball or the screwball on the elbow. On the ground, look at this play by Ramirez. Does she have enough arm? She gets it to first, but Jaquish is off the bag. So an infield single for Piper.
I think that was really the best that Ramirez could do. She lays out for it and tries to gain as much speed behind her throw. Made it a lot closer than I think some would think. Jaquish tries to reach out for that stretch. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I think if Jaquish still had her foot on the bag, that's an out. So a 1-out single. Janie Reed is the batter. Little number off the end of her bat. Oh, dangerous play by Clifton. She makes it. She gets Piper on her way to second. So the force out at second. There are now 2 outs.
We're talking about Kaylee Clifton here. She was the best defensive player at OU. Patty Gasso said she cannot live without her, and that's a prime example. Slow roller, pressure of the runner, but able to turn her feet and make that bang bang throw, knowing the importance of getting those outs and not allowing the runner to advance. It's a big league play.
Is that all instincts, or is someone calling out 2-2-2?
It could be one or the other, but I think instincts play a huge part, right? If you don't feel like you're going to be able to make that timely throw, you're obviously going to go to 1, but she probably heard Ramirez.
Amanda Sanchez, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a bounce out. High drive left field. It's going to be playable for Pendley. Oh, she lost it in the sun. It dropped right next to her, and it allows Reed to score from first. That ball landed truly a foot away from Pendley. She lost it at the last moment.
Well, and that's why you wonder sometimes, too, of not wearing a visor or glasses with that sun. You have to be able to at least shade the sun with your glove so you can get a good track and read on that ball. That's just an unfortunate sun error, and it happens a lot more than people think.
Well, it's not called an error. It's actually a double because she never even came close to catching it. It's a gift double for Amanda Sanchez. Sanchez gets 20 points, and Hovinge gets charged for an earned run. So it's -10 against her. That's a tough break.
It's an error in my books. I get it. She didn't touch it, but that's a catch she makes all day.
Zirkle, tons of speed. Ramirez fires over to first in time. Side is retired.
What I mentioned to her when we were talking to her a couple innings ago about just how special that has to be, like, that's goals right there. As a girl mom, I mean, I would hope that my kids would aspire to want to be an Olympian because they've seen their mom do it, and it's a prime example of how much impact that has on you as a little one playing the game and learning. And it is definitely difficult bashing heads because mama knows best, but I just think their relationship has grown so much stronger because of that softball piece.
Morgan Howe, perfect afternoon for her. Singled and scored in the second, walked in the third. Right into the glove of Hannah Flippin. Had her shaded in the hole. 2 outs here in the 5th. Danielle O'Toole came on back in the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. She got Nicole DeWitt to end that frame. An inning ago, she allowed a 2-out single to Megan Wiggins, but no runs. And now she's got the first 2 outs here in the 5th, so she has restored some sanity in the circle. Nadia Taylor, 1 ball and 1 strike. Second homer of the season for Nadia Taylor. That was back in the 2nd inning against Randy Hennigan.
I like that spot. It's backdoor curveball she's throwing on the outside part of the plate. Her being a lefty, her curveball would go and break into those righties away from the lefties, and a backdoor would be opposite.
O'Toole's 2-2. Softly, shallow right field, coming on, playing it on a hop is Zirkle. Second base hit for Nadia Taylor, 2 for 3 this afternoon. Playoff games over the years, and add it all together, and 2 franchises that are not seeing eye to eye right now. Kaylee Clifton, strike 1. First 2 pitches called strikes to Clifton.
I've been really impressed with O'Toole from just her performance last weekend. She struggled a little bit, but seeing her come into the game yesterday against Team Osterman and how she was able to just find the strike zone right away, and then looking at how she's thrown today, she's doing a great job.
Tied her up inside. It's called a ball. Ball and 2 strikes. This is all out of the pen. 64 points for O'Toole. She's let the defense behind her work. Clifton spoils it. Clifton's a good hitter. Tough out. Battles. Remember Stacey May Johnson?
Better believe I remember Stacey May. She was one of the hardest outs in the MPF.
A little bit of Stacey May Johnson and Kaylee Clifton. Off the end of the bat, softly. Caught by Vidalis. Side is retired. Now over the 1,000-point mark. Haley McClenny also doing good things as well. We will see her next. Aubrey Monroe flies out to center field. Megan Wiggins makes the play. Here comes Haley McClenny, who is
But McClenny is, you know, I toot her horn a lot, and I play against her. We're competitors, but I respect great, and she is one of the greats. Top 3 hitters, I think, by far in the world. but it's just her ability to be able to drop that bunt. But her barrel control through the zone, to me, is what makes her so good, because I've seen her get fooled on changeups, but to be able to continue to keep barrel, to just sneak that ball where she wants, it's one of the best.
Good hitters count, 2-0. 3-0. Hovingay came out of the pen, replacing Taylor McQuillan back in the third inning. There's the necessary strike. 3-1.
See the bullpen for Team Piancastelli, and I said you might see her again. It's understanding, respecting the fact that you do have Wagner, but you also want to make sure that you can have someone that feels pretty fresh going into tomorrow as well.
Into center field again, playable for Wiggins. Wiggins, just like Penley, not wearing a visor and having to shade her eyes, but she's able to make the play that Penley was not able to make an inning ago. Here's Hannah Flippen. She homered back in the third inning. That was the first of back-to-back homers. Flippen and Vidalis.
Great movement on that pitch by Hovingay. That drop ball just drops off the table. And the only other really drop ball pitcher is Kat. So it's just Kat and Hovingay go down in the zone.
Well, we have seen 5 home runs in today's game, and all of them basically between left center and right center. Nothing down either one of the lines. And really, not one of those homers there was any doubt. All of them well struck. Wow. Off the third base umpire's leg. That is a fair ball, and it actually cost Flippen extra bases. That would have been a double for her. That would have made it down to the corner. She will settle for a 1-out or 2-out single.
And she's not happy about it. But it's only because you know the importance. Those are points that get put in your bank account, and this was just a rope. Blue not able to get out of the way in time. That would have definitely been a double.
So the inning continues. Here's Vidalis. Sharply to the shortstop. Ramirez, the plays in front of her. Nicole DeWitt bats against Danielle O'Toole. DeWitt 0 for 2, a strikeout and a bounce out. Southern California native from Garden Grove, California. I think it's amazing how things have changed over the last 15, 20 years. And, you know, the Pac-10, back then it was called the Pac-10, now the Pac-12, for so many years, the dominant conference. And now, people don't blink an eye when a great player from Southern California or somewhere on the West Coast decides to play in the SEC or even go to the Big 12. So many more great softball programs at the college level than there used to be in years past. Jenkins next in line. She's going to pinch hit for Abby Ramirez. Abby Ramirez is in trouble. Abby Ramirez is one of only 3 remaining players to have never lost a game. Gwen Speckes, Kat Osterman, and Abby Ramirez, the only unbeatens. But Abby Ramirez and Team Piancastelli down 3 runs with an inning and a half remaining.
And I just want to go back to your point really quick about these athletes that are able to choose different schools than some of the Pac-10, Pac-12 that they have in the past. And it's been the TV. The exposure that these women can get playing at some of these different programs. SEC Network has been huge, right? Because it's opened up the door for women to be able to go and their parents still be able to watch. And I think that that's just what's really, truly grown this game.
To third, Sanchez, 2 down.
and has allowed for the parity to just get better, right? Like instead of it just being Pac-12, SEC, like Big 12 is getting a lot better. You have Big 10. So I just think that TV allows for these women to go. Their parents can watch them, and they can feel like big deals playing in some of these stadiums. The Pac-12 stadiums are nowhere near what the SEC brings to the table. When you're talking about, you look at LSU's facility and what they've put into it over the course of the last couple years with the weight room. You look at Texas A&M, which is by far the most beautiful stadium that I've seen in college softball altogether. It is a big league feel as soon as you walk in. But that's what would attract me as a young kid, because it gives you that feel of like, wow, I'm a pro. I've made it. I'm at this beautiful university. I'm playing at the best, stadium that I've ever seen. And that's what attracts parents and the young eyes.
1-2 to Nicole Penley. Penley played and starred at Oklahoma. Out of the Big 12. Up against it. O'Toole trying to go 1-2-3 here in the 6th. Winning an inning is on the line. Team Reed did not score in their half of the 6th. Two balls and 2 strikes, count remains.
And for those that are watching this format, every single Tuesday they have this live draft that is on Facebook, Athletes Unlimited, and you can tune in. And I almost think that's the coolest part about it, is you get to just watch these women make these decisions. They're on the clock. It's a fantasy baseball type feel, but it is softball all the way. And I love it.
Great job by O'Toole. 1-2-3 inning. Ball doesn't leave the infield. The game is really slowed down with quality pitching out of the pen. Danielle O'Toole on one side, and that woman right there, Carissa Hovinge, playing for Team Piancastelli. Taylor Edwards leads things off. It'll be Edwards followed by Lily Piper and Janie Reed. Those are the scheduled 3 batters. Into center field. Wiggins makes the play. Good running catch by Megan Wiggins. 1 down. Fans, head over to auprosports.com for custom merchandise, watch party kits, and pick 'em games. And stay connected with Athletes Unlimited year-round by following us on social at AU Pro Sports. Here's Piper.
We're obviously going to be playing the bottom of the 7th inning because Piancastelli is down, but this format sometimes is a little different, that if you are winning the game, the only way you will play the bottom of the 7th inning is if the opposing team were to score, where winning points would be on the line. But in this case, obviously they're behind, so the home team will go out and battle for the bottom of the 7th inning. But honestly, I believe the importance of keeping this game where it's at, 7-4. You don't want to give up more runs than are already up there, but with Wiggins leading off, I think it's going to be a tough bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Wiggins, Jaquish, and Piancastelli, the scheduled 3. Hovinge knocks it down, underhand tossed, and Piper is retired for the first time. 2 down. Hovinge has retired 6 of the last 7. This has been her best outing so far in Athletes Unlimited play. It's good to see. I know she's been putting in work. Team captain Janie Reed. '64th pitch out of the pen for Hovinge. Let's take a look at our Geico defensive
Next play. Make the play that's coming at you, but your mind's always thinking, what's next, what's next? And she's definitely one of the best in the game up the middle.
Lifted in the air. Pendley makes the play. Seven to 4 game. Team Reed on top. Team Reed lost yesterday against Team Osterman. Team Piancastelli, they won yesterday against Team Sanders. Danielle O'Toole has been fantastic. Came out of the pen in the 3rd inning. She has not allowed a run. Megan Wiggins right in front of Flippin. No panic. Not in time. Flippin knocked it down, did everything she could, but Wiggins just too speedy down the line. That'll be a single. Yeah, I'm not so sure. We'll see now that I think about it. Maybe an error will be credited. It's an error. So an error on this play by Flippin.
Definitely uncharacteristic for her. She's able to just make those plays look so easy. And I tell you, Team Piancastelli is going to make the bottom of the 7th very difficult. And when you're leading off with a player like Megan Wiggins, she is scrappy. She will find a way to get on base. And when you have that 3-punch with Wiggins, Jaquish, and Piancastelli, it is not easy.
Whole bunch of nothing for Jaquish. 0 for 3, even though she's put the ball in play every time up. Began today hitting .545. She's dipped below 500. Now 12 for 25 on the season, .480. First of 2 games here on ESPN2. We still have Team Osterman, Team Sanders a little bit later. 2-1 to Jaquish. And Jaquish is hit. Wow. Reaches base the first time, and all of a sudden, one swing of the bat could tie this game. First 2 runners aboard to begin our 7th inning.
C. Monroe calls timeout. Just kind of give yourself a breath and go to work, and it's not going to be easy. Piancastelli can tie this thing up in one swing, so it's really just about finding a pitch that you can locate. Half a ball off the plate, backdoor curve's not a bad option, but if you're going into Piancastelli, you better bring that in.
4 homers on the season for Piancastelli, the captain, and she takes ball 1. Already 5 combined homers hit in today's game.
And that's a great pitch. That's in, that's tough on her hands. You see Piancastelli look down at the chalk line and say, hey, that was on the chalk. And that's not a pitch pitchers have normally been getting. They have not been getting a ball off the plate.
On the ground could be 2. Urtez to second. And Flippin chose to look at third as opposed to going to first. I think they may have had a play with Piancastelli getting down the line.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It goes to Urtez at short with the quick, but the way Flippin's feet were, she was automatically pointing towards third base, trying to see if she could catch Wiggins off guard, taking a lead. But you're right, I think that they could have doubled up Piancastelli at 1.
Let's see if that becomes a factor. Morgan Howe with a ton of power is the batter. 2 homers on the season for Howe. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. 7-4 ball game. Bottom of the 7th. 1-1. O'Toole's 1-1. Tied up Howe inside. It was nothing she could do with that.
And I love that. That's just owning the inside part and having no fear. If you're going to hit them, you're going to hit them. But it's when you do fear hitting them that you drift the ball back over the plate. You have to throw your pitch, not worrying about where the hitter is or where they're standing.
Got her. Called strike 3. And Howe is out number 2. What a time for a strikeout. That homer gave Team Reed the lead that they have not relinquished. They've been playing from ahead ever since the second inning. One more out to get. It's Nadia Taylor, professional hitter. Already a homer for her on the day. And all of a sudden, a good hitter's count for Nadia. 2-0. She's going to let it rip. This game will not end with Nadia Taylor having the bat on the shoulder. I'm here to tell you that.
And if I'm O'Toole, I know that. I'm pitching careful, especially with 2-0. I'm not giving her anything too sweet over the plate.
Into the gap, left center field. That'll score a run. The game will continue. McClenny, a good job of cutting that ball off and keeps runners at first and at second. A 3-hit ball game for Nadia Taylor, and it is now 7-5.
I mean, this is a 2-0. I think if you get that a little bit lower, she would get jammed up a bit, but she's able to get her hands inside this since it's drifted up in the zone a little bit. It's great hitting.
Now, worst comes to worst, it's an inning win, 2 of them for Team Biancastelli. Since there's no runs in the 6th, they carry that inning carries over to the 7th, and so 20 points for every single person on Team Biancastelli because of that base hit by Nadia Taylor. Taylor represents the potential tying run. She is on at first. Biancastelli on in front of her at second. Kaylee Clifton batting with 2 outs. Off speed, a beauty. 1-1. Down the right field line, foul. Team Biancastelli down to their last strike. O'Toole would be in line for the win. She's been marvelous out of the pen. That run scoring by Wiggins a moment ago, the only earned run that she's allowed. 1-2. In the air, deep center field. McClenny back is gone! How about that? Kaylee Clifton, she wins it for Team Biancastelli. Who saw that coming? A 3-run homer just shocks Team Reed.
And I said it wasn't going to be easy. I said Biancastelli, bottom of the 7th. That team is going to come to play. Wow, I mean, just magical. This is what makes this game so fun. If you put it on TV, the people will fall in love with it. And this is why. I mean, we're talking bottom of the 7th. To win the whole thing, she goes yard dead center.
I think we know who's going to be the MVP number 1. Kaylee Clifton, snatching victory from the jaws to defeat a 3-run homer when all looked to be lost. What a heck of a walk-off win for Team Biancastelli.